Amazing man.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing
I'm sorry to
man.
interrupt you.
That's
Keep
all
going.
right. And so, Chuck, what about the hybrids? What about the breeding program? He goes, Satan's outnumbered 2-1 without missing a beat. It's in our Watchers series. We actually showed that interview, and that's years ago when I interviewed. He's still alive, and years ago, without missing a beat, Satan's outnumbered 2-1. He's creating an army. And what people don't get, Daniel 2:43. See, this is why it's imperative. Thank you, Gary Stearman, once again. If we get a proper exegesis interpretation of Genesis 3:15, that it's a seed war between the offspring of the dragon, Satan, and his fallen ones with him, and human women creating a hybrid known as the Nephilim, the rest of the Bible unfolds. Then Genesis 6 makes sense with the flood. Then the Tower of Babel makes sense. Then Abraham king and the 5 kings makes perfect sense. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, oh, I get it, because they want to have sex with the angels that go in. Why is that? They want the power, right? They want the power. Yeah, the whole
6.
thing.
Oh.
And then finally, the conquest of Canaan, which I talked earlier. I'm ready to throw the Bible against the wall, right? The conquest of Canaan. Who's there?
Giants. Nephilim,
Raphaim, Emim, Zamzumim, Horites, Anakim, which means long live Anakim Skywalker. Anakim Skywalker. Hello? Really? What's that doing there, right? Anakim Skywalker. There it is. Star Wars. It's like, what are you guys really trying to say here? So the Nephilim are there, and all of a sudden, when I read Dr. I.D. Thomas's book years ago, I get it. Now they're soulless. They're not human. That's why the mandate, wipe them all out. If you don't have, and I've heard good-meaning, well-meaning pastors that have been pastoring a church for 30, 40 years get up and say, well, we don't understand why God did this because they don't understand Genesis 3:15. Well, it's genocide. It's genocide. And somehow the God of the Bible is favoring one tribe over another. And that's not what he does. The moment you plug the Nephilim and the seed war in, all of it, and the Lord showed me this about 2 or 3 years ago, that the conquest of Canaan is the culmination of the seed war on some level, because the dragon knows that someone is going to crush his head. Once Abraham is tapped out, that's it. The dragon knows, it's going to be from that seed, but he doesn't know what tribe yet. And then when they actually meet in the field of battle, it's the seed of the dragon fully manifested in the land of Canaan, in the promised land. And all 12 tribes are there. So you got the seed of the woman, even though we don't know which tribe yet at that point, and the seed of the dragon. It's mind-boggling. And they go at it, and guess who wins? That's why Jericho is so cool, because they don't do anything. You just march around the thing. And guess what? Joshua and Caleb, this is just all the Lord. The Lord gets all the glory for this. But they pushed and they conquered the promised land. Mm-hmm. Guess what they never went into? Guess what piece of property that they never went into?
I don't know.
Gaza. And when they released the Israeli prisoners that had been living in the tunnels for 2 years, there was a makeshift stage with a very large picture behind it, like maybe 20 feet by 10 feet. There was a fist, okay? But you had to count the fingers. There were 6 fingers in that fist. And the caption was in Arabic. What is it?
Hebrew.
Hebrew, thank you. I'm going Israeli. No, that's not it. In English, and it says, "We are the flood." I have a picture of it. A 6-fingered fist. We are the flood. They know. They know it is who they serve. Now, I'm not calling the people in Gaza Nephilim. I'm not saying that. But there's a connection there somehow. And that principality has never been deposed. That ancient principality that dwelt in Gaza. Joshua and Caleb never went in there. They just left it.
Why didn't they go in, do you think?
It's a really good question. It doesn't say.